This wasn't meant to leak. That's what insiders keep saying, because what unfolded with Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston was unplanned, unannounced, and definitely not supposed to be seen this early. But once the whispers started, they spread fast. Multiple sources say it began with a sudden, off-the-record emergency meeting. No press, no media, no social posts, just a call for certain coaches, decision-makers, and advisors to gather immediately. The reason wasn't officially documented, but everyone knew why. Caitlin Clark, Aliyah Boston, and the undeniable shift in the league they were creating. For months, the league tried to manage the Caitlin Clark effect. Not suppress it, not fully embrace it, just control it, contain it, slow it down. But something unexpected happened. Aliyah Boston didn't pull away from Clark, she leaned in. Sources close to team activities say their chemistry didn't just survive the offseason. It grew stronger, on and off the court. Training, communication, decision-making, it all intensified. And that scared people. Because individually, Caitlin Clark is already a gravitational force. Fans, views, sponsors, entire conversations follow her. Aliyah Boston adds credibility, balance, and trust from within the system. Together, they don't just attract attention, they shift the entire dynamic. That's why insiders say the emergency meeting wasn't about strategy or scheduling. It was about the undeniable reality Clark and Boston were creating.
You could say the Fever benefited from being bad because that was the case. But those two together, the foundation of the team. But not only do they have a chance to compete for a WNBA championship this year, but they should be teammates on Team USA. Both Clark and Aliyah Boston were part of the USA basketball camp in December. And one would assume they're both going to make the roster for the World Cup. And when you look at the WNBA,
it was about containment. How do you manage two stars whose success amplifies each other? How do you control a narrative when both refuse to play by the old storylines? And how do you plan for a future that suddenly looks nothing like what was expected? Sources familiar with the meeting say one word kept coming up: momentum. Not talent, not stats. Momentum. Because momentum doesn't ask for permission. And just when people thought the season's energy would settle, something else emerged: footage. Not officially released, not shared publicly, but described by insiders as
everybody else on the Team USA, of course, to go to the World Cup and compete for a gold medal. And, Clark and Boston could be gold medal teammates, and it stands to reason they'll both be playing big minutes for that team as well. And then you go back to the season. And so that hype feeds in to the other, and you get the playoffs, and they push even further. So if the Fever make an extended run in the playoffs, it's a double whammy of sorts. And why do you say they're going to make the team? Well, we know what happened when Clark didn't make the Olympic team last time around. And, she's the best point guard in the world, so she should be on the team. But Sue Bird,
according to insiders who've seen it, the footage came from a closed practice, part of long-term planning. Not a game, not a scrimmage, but a prep session meant to stay under wraps. What it revealed stunned everyone. Caitlin Clark wasn't hesitant or cautious. She was loud, decisive, and in control, directing everything on the floor. Aliyah Boston wasn't just going along. She was reading, responding, and syncing with Clark instantly. Spacing was instinctive. Adjustments happened seamlessly. This was the kind of chemistry that usually takes years to develop. Suddenly, the vision for 2026 didn't feel abstract. It felt real. Panic set in. The league knows how to manage individual stars, rotate the spotlight, and control the narrative. But a duo that dominates both the audience and the locker room? That's uncharted territory. Quiet questions started surfacing. What if this partnership defines the next era? What if fans stop debating and start aligning?
Without playing basketball. So I'm sure that's going to, come as the camp comes. But she looks great regardless outside of that. And the other thing is rhythm, right? You got to find your rhythm. And, I'm sure everybody saw that one step back in transition she had. So the rhythm looks great. But more than anything, you want all these players to just be around each other, right? Off the court, on the court.
So, that's already the case with Aliyah Boston, who Sue Bird praised as well. And this was separate. This was on her podcast. The Fever took the quote here. What really stands out to me is Aliyah Boston. Aliyah Boston looks great right now. She looked great in USA camp. She's really, I think, found her game and just has a confidence about this is what I do, and I'm going to be great at these things. And one of those things is playmaking. So that's another aspect.
What if every major storyline started revolving around the same two names? Insiders say that fear is exactly what sparked the emergency response. The goal wasn't to shut things down, it was to get ahead of it. But the problem is obvious. The more you try to control it, the worse it looks. Caitlin Clark hasn't said a word. Aliyah Boston hasn't either. Their silence only amplifies the situation. While league officials scramble behind closed doors, these two are training, improving, building rhythm, completely unbothered. Sources say the footage revealed something even more unsettling. Confidence, not ego. Certainty, not showmanship. Caitlin isn't fighting for her place. Aliyah isn't protecting status. They know exactly where this is headed, and that's a problem for anyone hoping to quietly steer the league's future. The emergency meeting reportedly ended without resolution, not because nothing was decided, but because too much was already clear.
Want to be in her camp and support her. I have so much admiration for her, for what she has really not only just accomplished, but what she's handled in her young 24 years of life. I told her today, your 20s have been pretty good to you.
I would say so. Yeah, they've been transformative, I would say, to say the least. And Aliyah, it's been interesting watching her final season in college with you here at the desk and then watching your relationship develop at the professional level.
Yeah, honestly, it has been so great. It's always so weird when you play against someone and then you are on the same team and building that relationship. But I think just over the past 2 years, it's been amazing. From the first time she got to Indy and us just building that relationship on the court, off the court. It's honestly, that's my girl.
You guys are both elite. So when you met up with each other, of course, you've got all your college history, but then does it not take too long to recognize, hey, this is somebody that is like-minded like me, skilled like me, and can elevate my game to a level that I haven't
Yeah, I
seen?
mean,
You had a
know that
fantastic
from playing
season last
against
season.
her. You know that from playing against her, just how competitive she is in that nature. And so to be on the same team, it honestly continues to motivate you because you guys want to be great for each other. And I feel like that's how we play. Like every time we step on the floor, we give each other our pregame hugs. And, she says, you're going to be amazing because you are amazing. And I say back, but it's just that confidence that Caitlin just continues to make you feel. And then you give it right back to her.
Yeah.
I was so happy for Aliyah when Caitlin went to Indiana because I knew you were going to reap a lot of those passes down the court and she was going to feed you the ball. And I just think you guys are such a dynamic duo.
You can't break chemistry without backlash. You can't downplay success without looking insecure. And you can't ignore what fans already sense. Because fans feel when something is being hidden, when coverage shifts tone, when questions are dodged, when language turns careful. That awareness spreads faster than any press release. This is different. This isn't about one clip, one practice, or one meeting. It's the realization that Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston together represent a future no one fully planned for. A future where the spotlight doesn't rotate, where control moves from boardrooms to the court, where chemistry outweighs narrative. Insiders say that after the emergency meeting, the work didn't stop. Calls multiplied, side meetings happened, talking points were revised, not to attack anyone, but to prepare for what's coming.
The injuries she had last year, so I'm expecting her to be a part of the World Cup competition and even the qualifiers, which they don't need to qualify for. That could also be, when they play together as well. But it's just interesting to see that quirk in the schedule because the first thing I thought was, oh, wow, there's going to be a lot of buzz and a lot of hype. And then those two get a chance to do something really special together to see if they can capture a gold medal and then a gold trophy shortly thereafter. Whether, one or both come to fruition, they'll have plenty of other chances after that, but there ain't too many years where there's a convergence just like that. I guess the next Olympics would fall into the same category, but yeah, I'll make a video about that sometime in the future. I'm talking about the near future right now.